So I've just arrived in Hong Kong and I'm going to be traveling with my dad to China for 25 days. So we have just arrived in Fuzhou, which is the capital of the Fujian province. Pretty unknown city, but it still houses 8 million people, which is half of the Netherlands. We're now at some kind of Buddhist temple, and we're also pretty much the only tourist here. So yeah, it's quite funny, people really stare at you. Is it? Dit is een soort We have just arrived at Xichen Temple, which is a Buddhist temple, which is the main religion in China. So I've just arrived in Shanghai by bullet train, which took us about 5 hours from Fuzhou. The train travels at a speed of 300 kilometers an hour, so it was actually quite quick and comfortable. Quite surprised by Shanghai up until now. It's influenced by Western culture quite a bit, so it's actually quite a chill city, to be honest, and a lot different than Fuzhou. And also my perspective on Chinese cities was that they were really like loud and noisy and just polluted, but really everyone drives here on electric scooters, so you don't hear anything pretty much. We just arrived in the French concession area, which is a part of Shanghai that kept many of the original French architecture during the time that they opened the port, and many different cultures came in and settled here. So yeah, it doesn't really feel like Shanghai, but yeah, as you can see, the buildings are it's green as well here. Like Shanghai just keeps surprising me, to be honest. So this is what one of the streets looks like. It's very clean. They don't have a lot of high-rise buildings, and they also have all these type of bikes which you can rent. We have arrived today in Suzhou, which is like an hour from Shanghai. And the street you just saw was Shintang Street, which is the most popular street here. It's very nice with all the lights and the boat trips. And yeah, I tried to film a little bit of the food, which I have to say is probably the most odd food I've ever experienced in a country. They sell like loads of organs, duck head, fish head. And yeah, I'm here with my father and he's having quite a bit of trouble finding stuff to eat. So yeah, we have ended up at McDonald's quite a few times now. And also, if you're staying in China, it's like nice to stay at internationally known brands or hotels. So if you want some comfort, definitely go for like 4 or 5 star hotels. Right now we're staying in a Chinese hotel actually, which is works a bit different, but it's still very nice. I'll give a short room tour now. We are now again in Shangtang Street, but during the day, and we realized that the further down we walk the street, the more authentic it gets. So it's not as busy anymore, and actually people live here instead of just there being shops. You see a lot here in China are these camera crews filming these ladies in traditional clothing. We are now visiting one of the wetlands surrounding Suzhou, and yeah, here you can really clearly see the abundance of flats surrounding this wetland. And yeah, it's not particularly well-known city, but still, like, the amount of flats and people that live here is really surreal. We are now at the mausoleum of Sun Yat-sen, who was the founder of the Republic of China, in the city of Nanjing, or Nanjing. We just arrived in Beijing, and we're doing a guided tour through the Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City, and this is the entrance. The ancient city is actually the old center of Beijing, and unfortunately there's a little bit of renovation going on, but I hope inside will be good. This is the Supreme Hall of Harmony, and it's just so big here that it's hard to take nice pictures and videos, but it's just immense, the whole area, and yeah, we can even go further inside. On top of the ancestral hall you can see the mythical creatures, and the amount indicates the rank or status of the building. So these are 10 mythical creatures, starting with the dragon, which means this is the most holy building, you could say, in China. For example, this building next to it has 7 holy animals. And so it's also the only building in China that has 10 mythical creatures, because they used to hold ceremonies there, and the emperor used to live here in the palace. and this was during the 14th century in the Ming Dynasty. We are now on the Great Wall of China in the Jingshanling part, which is about 3 hours away from Beijing, but it's way less touristy because we saw like the main part of the wall, which is called Badaling, can get really busy, and we're now here during some kind of festival. So yeah, we just thought let's get a bit further away, and yeah, just look at this view. And yeah, this is for sure the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Now we walked all the way from about that tower over there, all the way up here. And I looked this up, but if you would actually walk the entire length of the Great Wall, it would take you 18 months. We are now in a Islamic neighborhood here in Xi'an. And yeah, there's like a Muslim minority in this country, but yeah, you also can't really tell, but because of the architectural style of the buildings. But this is a mosque, and I believe they're going to have their prayers right now. We just went up Huashan mountain, which is about 2 kilometers high. We went up with the cable car, which was a bit scary, but we're up now, and this mountain is actually the inspiration for many of the Chinese paintings. Yeah, I'll try to take some nice videos of it. This mountain is also known for having the deadliest hiking trail. Now, this is not one of the parts, but this just shows you how crazy dangerous some parts are. They even give you a step-by-step plan how not to die. We just visited the Terracotta Army, and yeah, you can see there's really incredible detail on each of these soldiers. Like the hair of each one is different, and they even used to hold weapons, and between the horses used to be chariots, but they've rotted away, and even the statues used to be painted, and this has all been made more than 2,000 years ago in the Qing Dynasty. So yeah, very interesting place. But it's actually much more than just the Terracotta Army, and I never knew this, but it's actually a mausoleum of 40 square kilometers of the first emperor who unified China. And he basically reconstructed a lot of things he had in his living life, and it comes from the idea of serving the dead as in the same way they serve the living. And some people even refer to it as the eighth wonder of the world. So the excavated area of this mausoleum is actually quite small, but there's also gardens, and the actual tomb of the emperor is not even excavated. So yeah, it's actually a huge complex. We just took the flight to Zhangjiajie, which is known for the Avatar Mountains, and above me is actually the longest cableway in the world. We're not gonna take it because it goes to a different place, but yeah, they also have the longest bungee jump here in the world, but I checked and it's 350 euros, which I think is a bit absurd, so I'm not gonna do that. At this local supermarket you can buy frogs and turtles, as you saw, and also what's really popular here in China are chicken feet. We arrived at the top. We walked all the way up here since we couldn't find the elevator, but yeah, we got rewarded by a very nice view. We're now at the Zhangjiajie glass bridge. Maybe it's a bit hard to see, but it's 300 meters almost above the ground. And they have a lot of activities to do here, like rock climbing. You can almost not see it over there, but I think I want to try the zip line over there. We are now at the Longji rice terraces. We arrived here from Guilin because I read that it's like pretty easy to visit here, but it took us, I think, a bit over 4 hours only to get here, and I'm not really sure if it's worth it since the rice is not even planted yet. But yeah, it's a nice view. But I would say if you ever come here, really make sure to find a place to stay nearby. We just had a small stop in Guangzhou. We're now heading back to Hong Kong to visit Macau and also a different island. This is just one of the train stations here in Guangzhou. They usually have like 3 or 4 in big cities, and yeah, they are so big. It's literally like an airport. Just arrived in Macau. Which is very famous for gambling, and it's even said to surpass Las Vegas in the amount of money that's gambled here. Now, Macau also used to be a Portuguese colony, which is why there's a lot of Portuguese text everywhere, and the buildings also are in that style, but also the food. So I have a pastel de nata right here. We're just in the Galaxy Casino, and if you look closely at the ceiling, all those little black bulbs, they're all cameras. And that one hall is actually already massive, but just here behind me is another one. Here behind me as well, this is called the Venetian Casino, which actually has a little bit of Venice inside, and there's also an Eiffel Tower which they rebuilt. The minimum bet you had to place was 1,000 Hong Kong dollars, which is about 110, 120 euros, which I didn't do because I'm way too poor. But I do want to check out the other casinos because I've never actually been inside of one of them before. Like a casino in general, I mean. Now you can probably tell, but this is all inside of the casino, which is also a hotel and also a big shopping mall. I think it's yeah, really cool. The Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower. So we just had some shashu, finally some normal food without bones or organs and whatnot. Yeah, this is actually a very nice neighborhood. We're now in Hong Kong Island. There's like more markets, more shops compared to the south part of Hong Kong, which is called Kowloon. So yeah, if you ever go here, definitely be mainly going to Hong Kong Island. Good morning, it's 5 AM right now. I'm going to catch my flight back to the Netherlands.